My name is Eric Onisko. I am running to be a part of making Shelton a better city. I think that it is getting better, but we have done some pretty poor decisions in the last several years, extending sewer lines to no one, water tanks with nobody hooked up to it. Darn. You lost me.
No, it's okay. It's all right. We'll see what we can do with that. So let's get into what is your top priority?
Top priority is getting the roads and trying to help the citizens with the water and sewer problem. The rates are outrageous. Everybody wants affordable housing, but then you got to tack on 30% for water and sewer. That doesn't make anything affordable.
What are your budget priorities, or do you have any?
The police.
The police.
Safety of the citizens of Shelton.
About a year ago, the city lowered permit fees and eliminated some connections charges. The goal was to generate development. Latest information indicates that has been accomplished.
Absolutely.
However, depending on how you look at the numbers, because there's a lot of debate on whether you lost numbers being made or whatever, without some financial issues in the city, what is your position on it?
I think it worked, and I think it worked 100%. I mean, we've gone from 2 permits a year for 10 consecutive years to 20 new houses. How could that not work? And they say, well, the economy is getting better. The economy has been better in Olympia, and Tumwater, and Lacey, and Aberdeen. Everybody's been building for years except for Shelton. Why? Because it costs $20,000 to stick a shovel in the ground. How are we going to attract people when it costs so much? I think it worked. I think we should continue it another year and see where we go from there.
And you talked about water and sewer rates. You obviously would like to see them lowered. How would you propose doing that?
We would need to look at the priorities in the budget. The reason I think they can be lowered is because last year or 2 years ago, we were saying we had to raise rates every year to maintain the sewer system, but we magically found $500,000 in the sewer fund to run sewer up Lake Boulevard with no guaranteed hookups. To this day, I don't believe we've had anybody hook up to that sewer. So if we have money to run sewer, we probably could have not done that at that time and lowered rates.
Let's talk about the city's debt. What do you think can be done to reduce that debt?
Well, we can't reduce it besides making the payments every month. I mean, I would like not to add to the debt. It's high enough for a city of 10,000 people.
So there's nothing in your mind that could be coming a project outside of an emergency or a mandate, anything that you would think that adding debt?
Borrowing money for something other than a mandated state, probably public safety. If we had water line problems where somebody could be getting sick from the water or something like that, something with public safety, I think we would have to consider adding to the debt, but boy, I don't want to.
So attracting business to Shelton, what can be done to make it easier for businesses as a businessman?
Give them an easier time. My goodness, I had to fight for everything to get that shell opened up. It took me almost a year. I mean, I put up 4 sheets of sheetrock, and I guess you need a permit for that. So I had to tear down 4 sheets of sheetrock. And it was, I fought for everything. I fought for my sign that's been there since 1968. And even when there was a clause in the city ordinance that would allow me to have that sign, they still fought me and fought me and fought me. Finally, thanks to the new city administrator, Ryan Wheaton, I was able to maintain my sign. I was able to open my store. And so, make things easier.
Would you consider reducing spending for businesses such as license fees and the B&O tax?
The license fees are only $35. I mean, you're getting a lot of service for $35. I mean, you got the fire departments come down, the planning department, and I don't see reducing those would attract anybody. I mean, it's $35. I mean, we could probably even raise those to $100. I mean, we get a lot of services for that. Health department, fire department, planning, you know.
So when you say make it easier, how How would you propose doing that?
Make it easier, faster permitting, having a building inspector that's vested in our city and not outsourced, that doesn't even live here, would probably make it a little bit easier. Maybe another building inspector, maybe more than one building inspector. I think they're saying 6 weeks now. Is it 6 or 12 weeks for permitting? Seems a long time.
So changing subjects, do you agree with the city now contracting with Mason County Garbage?
Yeah, I think we've mismanaged the garbage company for years, and it's time to let the private sector take it over. And we know that the city would have to raise rates tremendously in a year or two to buy trucks and buy more equipment, and they have to pass that on. So I think it's way more cost effective for the citizens to have it being privatized.
What challenges do you see coming, and how would you address them?
Challenges?
Yeah.
Well, let's get people here and building. Let's get the city running. Let's get Shelton Hills going. Let's get the roads fixed. And let's try to help the citizens with their water and sewer.
Would you like to see the 3-member commission changed to a 7-member council, or possibly expanding the commission to, say, 5?
I haven't done a lot of research on it. I'd like to know what it would cost to do that and how it works. I did a little reading about their strong mayor commissions or councils, weak mayor, but I'd like to know more about it and see what it costs to have that done. I have seen them. I watched the Seattle Council the other day. I don't think having multiple members makes much of a difference. They still fight and pass ordinances and tax soda.
What is your opinion of Railroad Avenue?
I think it needed to be fixed. I think that we made a mistake by changing it to back-in parking and all that. I think it needed to be fixed. I think it's something that could have waited. We could have used that money for bigger road projects. But I mean, I like it. It looks nice.
Is there one specific thing the city's doing that you would like to stop?
To stop? Well, I think they need to listen to the people a little bit more. I've noticed that we don't listen as much. We've cut our speaking time to 1 3-minute session, and also on action items. I believe that people want to talk, we should listen to them. I personally talk to 200 to 300 people a day for years in the county and city at both of my stores, and they want to be heard. We might not agree with what they say, and we might agree with what they say, but we should listen to them.
Is there a specific thing you'd like to see the city do that they're not currently doing?
Oh God, that was the last question. They should listen to the people more. They're proposing a roundabout, and what I've been reading on social media is nobody is happy about a roundabout on Alder. And I had mentioned it to a city employee, and he goes, "What do you want us to do? I mean, there's more accidents there than anywhere." Well, I haven't seen any. I drive up that road every day, but if people don't want it, we should listen to them.
My last question, which is kind of an interesting one, I think, is give us what is known as the 30-second elevator summary of you as the best candidate for Shelton City Commission.
Well, because I do talk to a lot of people, and I have listened to people, and I think I have common sense, and I think we need common sense voting. I think that, and I post this all the time, I said we need to think of the city and the people and businesses, and not just the city. We seem to think of the city too much and not the people who live in the city. And I think I'd be a good candidate for that. I have a lot of views. Some I agree with the current commission, some I don't. But it's going to be, what I think and what I think the people want.